Well, Jeremy Corbyn has gone on social media to say it's time for a new kind of political party, one that belongs to you. And it is called Your Party. Zarah Sultana as well, the former Labour MP who resigned from the party not too long ago, having had the whip removed, has posted the same thing on social media. It's time for a new kind of political party, one that belongs to you. Sign up at yourparty.co.uk, I should say. Yourparty.uk is the website of that. Let's bring in Mari Aurora, who's in Westminster for us. Mari, we sort of had an idea this was coming. Zarah Sultana was keen to talk about it. It took Jeremy Corbyn a while, though, to announce his support for this new party. But here it is, and it's called Your Party.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll remember back not too long ago, Zarah Sultana, former Labour MP for Coventry, left the party and said that it was time to start a new party. And then there was a bit of a kerfuffle where there was briefing that Jeremy Corbyn hadn't fully signed things off and it was perhaps slightly blindsided, but this looks like everything has started to begin to take shape, at least, although most notably the website itself, the Your Party website, was actually registered after Zarah Sultana left the Labour Party. But if we look at a statement that both Zarah Sultana and Jeremy Corbyn have both posted on their social medias, and also they've jointly signed at the bottom, it says the system is rigged, and then they repeat this word again and again. It says the system is rigged when 4.5 million children live in poverty in the 6th richest country in the world. The system is rigged when giant corporations make a fortune from rising bills. The system is rigged when this government says there is no money for the poor but billions for war. And then they go on to talk about how they don't want the NHS to be privatised. They said that we need to tax the richest in our society, and redistribution of wealth and power must be the key. And then also they talk about how they want investing in a massive council house building programme. They want to stand up to the fossil fuel giants, making profit and putting profit before the planet, they say. And then they also go on to talk about Gaza and the Middle East, saying that the UK government is complicit in crimes against humanity, and that they need to protest against genocide. There needs to be, they said they really believe in a radical idea of all human life being equal. And then, interestingly, they go on to talk about how the movement is going to be kind of made up and created almost and formed. They say it's going to be made up of people of all faiths and none. They say the great dividers dividers want you to think the problem is in our society that's caused by migrants and refugees, and they're not. They're caused by economic system that protects the interests of corporations. And then, as I said, they go on to talk about the workings of the party. So they say it's going to be rooted in communities, trade unions and social movements. They then give the website you can sign up, and then they say the founding process, there's going to be an inaugural conference, and they say at the conference then the people will be able to decide the party's direction, its model of leadership and the policies that they then decide on to try and transform society. They say that is how we build a democratic movement that can take on the rich and powerful and win. Real change is coming. So that is Jeremy Corbyn and Zarah Sultana launching that new party, Your Party they're called, which is going to potentially be a really difficult obstacle for the Labour Party in terms of really starting to eat into that vote share on the left of the Labour Party's voters, but also potentially eating into the Green Party, might start eating into their votes as well. And they're really tapping clearly into a level of frustration, in a way perhaps the way that the Reform Party is, but from a different perspective. Both parties in a way are coming as kind of outsiders, both coming as perhaps more anti-establishment figures and anti-establishment rhetoric, and saying the system is rigged. That's what they keep saying in this statement here. And to an extent there is a mirroring slightly of some of the tone, let's say, in terms of those who feel that they are not getting a fair deal for what they are putting into the system, and saying that migrants and refugees are being scapegoated. So we'll wait and see if we hear, or I actually do have a a response from the Labour Party, a Labour source, saying the electorate has twice given its verdict on a Jeremy Corbyn-led party. That's all this Labour source is saying, which clearly means we tried that and we didn't want you.
Yes. Interesting as well, Murray, just to look at their website. This is your party in capitals and in red. So I wonder if they're going to take red as their colour as well. Is the colour of socialism after all. And also some of the imagery behind that opening statement there's black and white and a raised fist. Again, not unfamiliar to people who are perhaps of a more socialist, worker-focused persuasion.
Yeah, I mean, it's to an extent a symbol of social justice, of resistance, and I think it will speak to, presumably, the kinds of voters that they're really trying to scoop up, those who are frustrated, who are potentially angry, those who feel that they're fed up, they've had enough, their life isn't getting better, public services aren't improving, they can't get on the housing ladder or can't get a council house. And I think the difficulty now is we appear to be a nation splitting further and further politically. The time of the two main parties almost feels to be over. Whether it's temporary or permanent remains to be seen. But the splintering of the electorate, I think, could be a really big, almost fork in the road for the Labour Party, because at the point where the Labour Party could be threatened is if the left continues to split. The more you split the left, the more the right, obviously, potentially can scoop up more votes because they are purely just united. So, yeah, I think this is one to watch, and we'll have to see how this party forms, what shape it takes, what kind of policies they want to focus on. We've got a flavour in that statement, but I think there's going to be a lot more fleshing out to come.